When contemplating whether or not to go to the gym, worrying about whether your motivation is the right motivation can become a form of self-sabotage. In the words of Alex Hormozi, use what you've got, meaning that if you have motivation, use it, even if it's anger. You can always start working out for one reason and then stay for another, or in my case, just keep stacking reasons. Here are some weird reasons to add to your stack. Reason 1. To become more embodied. Right now we are living in the age of information, glued to our phones and our screens and less in touch with our bodies than likely ever before. One way we can come back to our bodies and get a break from this heady way of life is to work out. There are ways to work out without giving much attention to your body, but there is also an opportunity to intentionally focus on your body, and depending on your focus, achieve a wide range of benefits for your well-being and physical performance, such as better muscle contraction, more precise motor control and coordination, and better technique and form for injury prevention. To me, fitness feels the best when it helps me become more embodied, when I'm paying attention and intentionally experience whatever is happening in my body. There have been times where it's almost done the opposite, where I've used fitness to avoid certain feelings. It can be a helpful coping mechanism for sure, but if that's all it becomes, then I can miss out on a lot of the other types of gains that a fitness practice can give, such as the ability to touch into subtler and sometimes more intense sensations, or to attune to how my body works and feels. This can help me sense whether an exercise or practice is serving me and whether I need to change the weight, adjust my form, or do something else. The more embodied I become, the more appreciation I start to have for all the ways my body functions. This appreciation isn't something that you need to train for, but I've found that when I know that I've spent time training and shaping my body, I can develop a relationship with it in a way that I couldn't if I didn't train. One example would be that when my muscles become more developed and accentuated, it allows me to appreciate the anatomy of my body more. This is something I've noticed after training Nordic hamstring curls and noticing the development in my tendons, or after training Sandow-style muscle control and developing some of the smaller muscles in my back. Working out is a great way to get out of your head, reset, and reconnect with your body, to become an ally of this sacred temple meat machine, and in doing so, experience life more fully. Reason 2. To encourage more creativity in your life. One of my favorite aspects of fitness is the ability to use it as a creative avenue. For example, using flow tools like a flow rope, mace, or poi can help you get a great workout in while you improvise your movement. You can come up with unique patterns and flows that feel satisfying to your body and let your creativity run wild. Another way I incorporate creativity into my fitness practice is practicing what I call movement freestyling, which is essentially free-form movement that can include things like dance, calisthenics, yoga, and more. I'll link to some examples in the description. Another way to encourage creativity is by learning certain exercise principles and finding unique, creative ways to implement them in your training. You can use these principles to help you achieve specific results in your training, such as precise muscle activation, development of efficient movement patterns, or other fitness goals like endurance, strength, or balance. An example of this would be using the Weck method principle of coiling cord to achieve balance, which can be trained in a variety of different ways and scenarios. Lastly, another way to have more creativity is to come up with creative equipment solutions, using the resources that you have around you. It's what I call being environmentally conscious, because you are conscious of your environment enough to use the resources around you to their full potential. A few things I've used are cinder blocks, chains, bungee cords, ropes, and beans. This creative solution finding can also be done with equipment that you find at the gym. You can also try coming up with entirely new inventions that the fitness world has never seen. It all starts with an idea. You never know what you might find unless you get creative and experiment. Reason 3. To socialize and build community. The great thing about fitness is that it's a lifelong pursuit, and so is socializing. Plus, fitness can be a great social activity and a good way to connect with a larger community. It's a great opportunity to bond with people, whether over enduring the physical pain of exercise, celebrating the growth and improvement that you make over time, simply having an excuse to hang out, or through the fact of physicality itself, and potentially nerding out intellectually about it. In a world full of talking heads, being able to socialize over something so innate and primal as our physicality is more needed than ever. There's nothing quite like repping out rows with the bros. Things like running and other sports allow us to tap into our primal hunting history and feel human on a level that can only be felt in that type of environment. For me personally, the connection I have with someone grows exponentially when I get the opportunity to move with them. So much so that seeing a person move is almost like seeing a person for the first time. Bonding over physical activity can also be a great low-stakes way of getting to know someone. If you have trouble starting conversations and small talk, working out or playing games can be a great way to break the ice. Going to a rock climbing gym is a really good option. Now, I'd be neglectful if I didn't mention that being in shape and looking good can help improve your social life. Appearance matters, particularly when it comes to mating success. Plus, many of the places where you go to work out or play sports can be great places to meet people, and also to show off your strengths in a potentially competitive environment. This is a great segue to my next weird reason to work out, and that is reason 4, to become more powerful. First, I'll share with you the concept of leverage. An activity has high leverage when you get more out of it while putting in the same amount of effort that you would put into a lower leverage activity. If you imagine a lever, the further out you pull on the lever, the higher leverage you have and the easier it is to pull. Working out is a super high leverage activity. If you level up this one area of life, it will cross over to success in many other dimensions, such as mating success, physical ability, mental health and happiness, and many more. Sure, it takes time, but it's worth it. Plus, there are ways to train efficiently, like doing high-intensity interval training a few times a week, or having a minimalist strength program, like the Big 5 calisthenics exercises from the Mindful Mover. Even something like doing physical work around the house or around the yard can be great ways to get in some exercise. Being strong also directly makes you more powerful, because you are less threatened by other people and certain challenging life circumstances. Strength makes you less likely to be depressed because of the power you have to overcome adversity. This power can also be shared and can make you more valuable to others if you use it to serve, which can in turn increase your status and power even more. Not only can your strength help you serve, but also your knowledge of fitness, especially because fitness is practically universal for humans, so it helps to know about it. And if you're really experienced, another way to make working out even more high leverage is to build a career out of it. Money, in a lot of ways, is power, and making money through your passion is a pretty powerful thing. Reason 5, to build character and to learn life lessons. To achieve your fitness goals, you will necessarily need and start to develop certain character traits that will help you succeed, such as discipline, perseverance, patience, and humility, things that are relevant to many areas of life. You develop patience and humility during times needed for rest and recovery, as well as through realizing how slow progress can be. Getting fit doesn't happen overnight. Training also takes investing time and energy in things like nutrition and sleep to get the best results. When you have discipline and perseverance, you can focus on what you want. And if you want to get in shape, you need to stay focused. Otherwise, you may simply forget how important it is to you or not adequately prepare yourself for success. Putting in the work to get in shape isn't always hard, but if your goal is to keep improving, making it a challenge each time is worthwhile. Working out can be an activity that helps you test your capacity for hardship in a controlled way. It can change your mindset towards life and can increase your testosterone levels, which helps effort feel good. The mindset you can build while running long distances can benefit your life immensely. It's the marathon mindset, the mindset that says keep going even when life is hard. The more you succeed, the more you learn that you are capable of success. You develop confidence through your competence. Working out and running are some of the best ways to learn this because ironically, they are some of the easiest ways to practice doing something hard. One last bonus reason, because it's fascinating. If there was a single reason I'd say I work out, it would simply be that I love it. I love that I can be more embodied, be more creative, live life in community, be more powerful, and learn about myself and life. I love that I have fun, feel good, and feel purposeful. And my love of fitness grows the more I learn and grow and get better at it in different ways. If you haven't worked out much or haven't thought of it as a fun thing, try getting good at it, because it gets better when you get better at it. Find your own style of training that brings you joy and start stacking reasons to show up each day. It's a huge opportunity for you to invest in yourself. And who knows, you might love it.